What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with another anime soundtrack score, and I'm very excited about this because the next anime I do a watch along for on my Patreon is going to be Akuma no Riddle. So I mentioned it when I did the first reaction to this soundtrack, which is by Fujisawa Yoshiaki, that Michaela and I have seen this show, but I think others on my Patreon would be interested, and certainly people who enjoy a show like Death Note would be inclined, in that it has powerful emotions, characters making moral choices, but a dark overall atmosphere, intrigue, a bit of mystery, malfeasance, or rather malintent and malice. So yes, there's a lot going on in the show. I certainly think the character arcs are highly compelling, and although the specific plot points of the show, the anime, are slightly distinct from the manga, it is still very true to the manga, which I read before I saw this, and I absolutely enjoyed that as well. So yes, I'm looking forward to doing the watch along on Patreon. I think it's worth not only a reviewing, but I am particularly excited to continue through the soundtrack because it's a very dynamic soundtrack. There are a lot of emotional tunes, like the one we're going to hear here, which is it going through one another's minds? What is it exactly? All the soundtracks are written in kanji, so I have to keep checking this list online that translates them into English. Okay, so it's minds going through one another. Same difference as my brother might have said. But yes, I think you get a sense of people's emotions and cognition passing through one another, but also it indicates individual trajectories, and I think that very much speaks to the character arcs and the thematic development of the show more broadly. It's, as I said, a very elegant tune, emotional, intimate, maybe a bit melancholy, and as I said, it's a very dynamic soundtrack. There's electronic tunes with intensity and energy, there's lighter tunes that almost have a bit of fun and comedy to them, but I'd say a good percentage of the soundtrack has this emotional heaviness or weight and a sense of pain, maybe tucked away, maybe kept in someone's mind, maybe shared with others. But yeah, it's a notable percentage or faction of the soundtrack. So with no further ado, let's give it a listen. This is from Akuma no Riddle, which is translated as Riddle's Story of Devil, or Devil's Riddle, and it is the tune Minds Going Through One Another by series composer Fujisawa Yoshiaki. Lovely. Is it on repeat? It's not. cheeky track. You had two separate endings. So yeah, I suppose actually, because I was going to say, I remembered it being a little less warm and inviting, because when the percussion kicks in, it feels like minds are synced, minds are in the same place, and then by the end it feels more individual or singular once again. So yeah, as I said, I feel like there's some conceptual relevance in the song title phrasing as well as the sonics themselves. It is very elegant. I love the piano mixed with a violin. That is always a very compelling combination. And yeah, it's just very well written in terms of giving you a sense of searching for something emotionally, maybe, trying to reach out or tentatively making a connection, but also being perhaps wary or aware that there's suppressed emotions which may come out, or stories which have to be told, and emotional nuance, not just happiness, not just a warm, inviting feeling. So, yeah, it's elegant, it's sweet, it's a bit melancholic, and yet also inviting at the same time. As I said, there's a lot of variety on the soundtrack, but there are more tunes that are in this sort of vein, so perhaps I'll focus on them first. But there's also, again, energetic tunes and tunes that speak to the action and the danger that is found throughout the show. So, yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to going through the rest of the soundtrack. I'm looking forward to doing a watch along of this over on Patreon. Anyone who, as I said, is particularly into Death Note, but anime more broadly, may find it interesting. So, yeah, let me know what you think of this tune, and the Sleeping Luca and I will see you for the next one. Peace.